Hello guys, Salsa Gamer here, and today I'll be reviewing Tokyo Ghoul Re, also known as Tokyo Ghoul Season 3. This season is not for anime only watchers, it is made more for people who have already read the original Tokyo Ghoul manga. I know there are people who prefer to just wait for a season to come out for a certain series and not have to read the manga, but in order to understand the events that took place during Tokyo Ghoul Re, you'll need to read the original Tokyo Ghoul manga. Tokyo Ghoul Re literally disregards the events that took place during the Tokyo Ghoul Route A anime, and makes references to events that took place after Kaneki fought Jason in the original Tokyo Ghoul manga. Even if you rewatch scenes over and over, you won't be able to understand what is happening in Tokyo Ghoul Re unless you read the original Tokyo Ghoul manga. In Tokyo Ghoul Re, the viewpoint shifts more to the CCG as you see how the investigators conduct investigations into possible strong ghouls and how they plan out their raids. The CCG now has developed the Quink Squad, which is a group of investigators who have cognates implanted into their bodies. The difference between a half ghoul and Quinks is that Quinks has frames around their cognate to make sure the person doesn't get out of control and want to eat humans. The Quink Squad is special because they can use both a Quinkei and a cognate during battle. The Quink Squad is led by Sasaki Hayase, and it's pretty clear that the person is Kaneki with amnesia. Hayase now must help develop the Quink Squad as well as deal with his other personality that he doesn't want to remember. Hayase doesn't want Kaneki to take control of his body. I was really skeptical of this season because of what happened during Tokyo Ghoul Route A, but the season was surprisingly a decent adaptation of the manga. Several scenes were cut out, but it did include several important scenes that were in the manga. I was not a big fan though of episode 1. Episode 1 completely skipped important events that took place during the first few chapters of the Tokyo Ghoul Re manga. I couldn't believe they skipped Muski's entire backstory and other important events involving Muski. They didn't even add back into the anime later on in the season. They just completely skipped it altogether. That was a big mistake, as Muski is a very important character in Tokyo Ghoul Re. Without Muski's backstory, it makes no sense why Torso is obsessed with Muski. It makes certain scenes confusing because we have no idea what is making Muski so uncomfortable. This issue will continue into Season 4, because when Season 4 does come out, Muski will be an important character as well in that season, and all the events concerning Muski won't make sense at all because we have no backstory about Muski. This season did a great job at adapting Hayase's struggle and accepting Kaneki as part of himself. He does not know who Kaneki is, but from how other people describe him, Kaneki sounds like a scary person to him. That is why Kaneki was shown as an evil person in Hayase's mind. He tried so hard to reject Kaneki, as he just did not want to remember the tragic events that took place earlier. This anime made me feel really bad for Hayase. He really did not want to disappear, but he knew that he couldn't stay in this world forever as Hayase, and that Kaneki would have to come back. It was enjoyable seeing Kaneki have all these emotional reunions with his friends at Teku. It was interesting seeing how his friends would act towards him when they know he doesn't remember anything about them. It was so sad seeing people like Tsukiyama be so depressed about the fact that Kaneki doesn't remember them. It was really emotional seeing them try to move on and let Kaneki live his own life. I really did enjoy seeing Hayase look for clues that would help restore his memory, and the conclusion to him remembering who he was amazing, as Kaneki makes his return in an epic way. The fights were enjoyable to watch. There was more of a focus on characters using both a Quinkei and a Cognate. It was amazing seeing characters use these two weapons together. There wasn't much strategy involved during the fights that involved Hayase. The fights basically ended in Hayase calling for Kaneki to help him. It did get a little repetitive and predictable. The fight scenes were emotional though, as we got to see short fight scenes of Kaneki fighting like how he used to fight, and it was nostalgic. The fight scenes involving the Quick Squad had more strategy and teamwork involved. I really enjoyed the fights because they showed that even though they were much weaker in comparison to certain strong ghouls, they could make up for the difference in power through their teamwork. They worked well together to strike the enemy down when they least expect it. The fights were wonderfully done. It was like seeing a bunch of characters working together against a powerful boss in a video game. They were able to analyze enemies' attacks and look for an opening in their defense to strike at. Each fight involving the Quink Squad had a dramatic conclusion that was exciting to see. Another thing that I enjoyed about the fights was that it made Hayase fight against certain characters that made for interesting situations. He got to fight against a crazy version of Kaneki and Sato, his old friend Tsukiyama, and Eto as well. It adds so much drama to the fights because the characters envied him, cared for him, and obsessed over him. I did like the characters in the Quink Squad because they had amazing character development throughout the show. Urei had the best character development. Urei was a selfish person early on who only cared about promotions. He didn't care about working as a team and just wanted all the credit for himself. He slowly developed into a character that cared more about his teammates and worked together. I really like seeing his development because it was one of the most drastic changes I have seen in a character in quite some time. He was really that hateable early on, but turned into such a likable character later. Mutsuki was like black-haired Kaneki early on, in terms of not being able to use a Kagane and being too scared to fight. It was enjoyable seeing Mutsuki turn into someone who can defend their friends and themselves during battle. Shirazu seemed like a character with all bronze and no brains, but surprisingly he developed into a great leader who could make great strategic moves during battle. Saiko was a really funny character who played games all day. It was so funny seeing her be so lazy early on. Saiko was the character that surprised me the most out of all the characters within the Quink Squad because she had the strongest Kagane. That Kagane that she had was so huge. The opening for the season was great, much better than opening for Tokyo Ghoul Rude. It had a very catchy song and nice visuals to look at. The ending had visuals that were emotional to look at if you already read the Tokyo Ghoul manga. It had a very catchy song as well. The music during the episodes was amazing. I love the use of the song Unravel during one of the fight scenes, as well as the emotional song that came up after Toka met Kaneki again. The animation style looked good. It kind of looked different than animation style for seasons 1 and 2, but the difference wasn't that big. The animation during fight scenes was good. The characters moved smoothly during fights most of the time. I didn't notice any stiff movements. I only recommend watching the season if you already read the original Tokyo Ghoul manga. This season was adapted faithfully for the most part, but I do recommend reading the early chapters of the Tokyo Ghoul manga after watching the anime so that I can understand the issues Mutsuki had to deal with in life. It also explains why Torso is so obsessed with Mutsuki. This season did a great job at adapting Haisei's emotional struggle and accepting Kaneki. Seeing those scenes where Haisei talks to Kaneki was entertaining to watch and just left you in anticipation of when Kaneki is going to return. The anime did a great job at developing the Quink Squad. They grew from scared and arrogant characters to characters that have more courage and are humble. I give this season a 7 out of 10. So that's all I want to talk about for today. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and please comment if you found anything interesting in the video.